Hey guys, in this video I'll be reviewing Managing Oneself by Peter Drucker. So this is a series where I'll be reviewing a list of recommended books by Tai Lopez. On the link below the video you'll see a link where he posted the list of recommended books. So I'll be creating a video every week, reviewing one book per week basically. So this is the first in the series, and it's called Managing Oneself by Peter Drucker. A really small book, but a very powerful book. A lot of very interesting points in it. I'm sure you find them very valuable to you, so you should just take time to go through the video. So in the book, basically what he does is he sets a frame of questions, and he uses those questions to give you insights to how you should look at yourself. So the first thing he looks at quickly is, what are your strengths? What are my strengths? You should ask yourself, what are my strengths? Because most people think they know what they're good at, but usually they're wrong. And the thing about it is, a person can only perform from strengths. You cannot build performances from weaknesses. So what that means is, if you have a key strength in one area, you should basically double down on it. You shouldn't try to focus on what your weaknesses are. So an example, in animal kingdom, a fish is good in swimming because from its physical structure, it has gills and stuff like that, enables him to perform well in the aquatic environment. And the bird has wings and stuff that makes it good in the air and stuff. So you wouldn't want to try and make a fish fly in the air because his body or his physiological structure doesn't suit that environment, and you want to try and make a bird swim. So in the same sense, although this is very common in our current environment, where people always try to improve their weaknesses, no, you always try to double down on your strengths. And how do you discover your strengths? Basically, the way to discover your strength, Peter Drucker here talks about using what we call feedback analysis. So what that means is, when you make a key decision or when you make a key action, write down what you expect in 9 to 12 months. And after the 9 to 12 months, review what you were expecting to what you actually received, to what you actually got. Then the next thing is, you should work on it says work on improving your strengths, and that means reiterating the same point I made before. If you have a key strength or key area, maybe you're talented in music or talented in whatever area, you should make sure basically what you do is you basically double down on it, and not try to focus more on your weaknesses and stuff like that. The next thing is discovering where your intellectual arrogance is causing disabling ignorance. So what that means is, some people like to sit on one side of the fence and not try to improve on other areas. So what that means is, for instance, engineers always like to talk about how they are good with machines, and they don't have to interact with human beings and stuff like that. While some people which are usually in human resources and stuff which are very sociable people, are very good with humans, but they're not they don't understand technical stuff, and they're I don't need to learn that. But he calls that disabling ignorance, because most people that reach the top, they have the blend of both skills. They're both being able to be technical and also understand the human side of things, and that will really set you apart, because it creates a special niche for yourself when you understand how to do both technical things and you understand the human nature of things. And he also talks about being able to remedy your bad habits. So basically, he talks about how habits can make or break you. So if you have a bad habit that's inhibiting you, you should always try to look for ways to correct that. And one very good book I would strongly recommend is Atomic Habits by James Clear. And then another book I can recommend is The Power of Habits by Charles Duhigg. Those two books kind of give you a system or framework on how to create sustainable habits. Then the next thing he talks about is being how a planner may fail because he does not follow through the line. You should be able to understand the difference between being a planner and a doer. Some people like to plan stuff, strategize long term and stuff, while some people are just they just like to get work done and stuff. So you should know what kind of person you are, whether you're a planner or you're a doer. And if you're a planner, you should get people that do get stuff done around you. And if you're a doer, you should look for people that are good at creating ideas. For me personally, I'm basically a planner, and sometimes I have a lot of ideas and stuff, and it just end up being in my written notes and stuff, they don't end up being done, and I have had to consciously work on myself to get people to help me do stuff, and that's increased my efficiency rate a lot. Then he talks about things like manners. He says manners are the lubricating oil of an organization. So it says coming into a company or coming to an organization, things like saying please, thank you, asking about your co-workers' families and stuff. They seem like little things, but that's what like drives an organization, and that's what makes a company culture great. It says like young people, they tend not to want to do all that stuff, but those are the things that like that can keep you like move you from like the very bottom to the top of an organization. He talks about like you shouldn't also waste time on trying to improve areas of low competency. That's back to the first point of what are your strengths. That you should focus more energy on things like you find is like you still things that you find more competent to do. Like you see some people, they go for this like music shows and stuff, and you know this person doesn't have any clue on singing, and he's like trying to force himself. He's definitely not going to, you're just going to keep on wasting your time. So you should focus on where you have like strong strengths in, and that's what will like move you forward. So the next question he said you should like use or ask yourself kind of like a critical question is, how do I perform? So some certain kind of people perform well under stress, while some people they prefer like a structured way or structured timeline. So if you're that kind of person that you don't function under stress, you probably like company like a startup where they have like long hours of work and stuff, that won't fit you basically. You probably be better suited for a company that has like structure, like big organization and stuff. The next question he asks is, how do I learn? So basically he frames or categorizes people into four types of there are four methodologies of learning. So he called them writer, a talker, a reader, and a listener. So he says like some people learn by writing stuff down. You need to be able to write stuff in their own language for them to be able to comprehend it. While some other people are readers, so they can just pick up a book like this and read it, and then like, they get the whole concept. While some people are listeners, like if they listen to a video, if they listen to an audio recording and watch a video, they easily get like stuff from it. But the problem like he was talking about was that in the education system, they only like try to focus on readers and listeners, while there are some people who learn better with writing or talking to other people. Like some people learn by teaching others. We call them talkers. So like when they are able to explain things to people, they understand the concept better. I personally am a talker, so I understand like concepts and knowledge when I like try to explain it to other people. So the next question he asked is, do I work well with people? Am I alone or a loner? So that means are you the kind of person that you get things efficiently done when you work with other people, or are you the kind of person that works with that likes to like do things on your own and you're able to be more efficient? That gives you the kind of mindset, the kind of organization you're trying to look for. The next thing he talks about is, do I produce results as a decision maker or an advisor? So what that means is some people are good at being leaders, while some people are good at being like assistants and stuff, because being a leader means you get to be the one to make certain kind of decisions. Some people are not good at like, if the ball falls into their court to make a decision, they're just like, nah, I don't want to do this. So while some people are good at like advising people on what to do, and that's why you see some people like that are like assistants or second in charge in organizations, when they become leaders or the top, they tend to flop, and you're like, oh, but this person was a very good assistant. That's because the person knows how to give advice, but he's not a decision maker. So you should know the kind of person you are. Are you the person that can like make critical call decisions when it comes into play, or are you just a person that is good at like just advising other people? Then the next thing he says is, what are your values? Basically, like he feels like values like are what drive people. So he says like when you wake up in the morning and look at yourself in the mirror, like what reflects back to you, and that drives like the kind of company you want to work for. So let's say you're someone that believes in let's look for anything like environmental, like global warming or something, and you work for a company that's maybe they have like they're doing like oil rigs and stuff, and they're like polluting the land. It contradicts with your value system, and that makes you not like perform well. And so that in that way, you're working for an organization that contradicts the basic value you have, that the basic like underlying belief you have about something. So you would definitely do better if you're going to work for a company that follows through with the values you believe in. And then the next thing, the last two things he talks about, one is, what should I contribute? So he has this saying that like no one is leaving the earth alive, and you should have like contribute your own personal quota to the world. So like you should look at things like, okay, whatever company, whatever organization I'm working for, whatever thing I'm trying to do, how am I contributing back? And that's really, really important. And then the last thing he talks about is you taking responsibility for relationships. So you should also know that the people that you're talking to, the people you're working with, they're human beings. And that means you should understand their strengths, their values, who the other day they're reading, at least how they learn and how they work and stuff like that. And that will like help you basically like make your team more efficient and stuff like that. And that's the main underlying theme of the book. I try to make this video as short as possible. So if you have any interesting comments, you can put them down in the link below. I'd like to hear you guys' comments. Thank you. Bye.